thanks. I've been, I don't know, practicing getting ready again in the morning. Normally I'm like, oh, sweatpants, whatever, but I had the time, so it
I
was
feel
nice.
you on that. This I call these my matching tracksuits, my mommy uniforms.
Yes, I love that. I know I have like six of the same pair of joggers in different colors. I'm that person. Same with hoodies. Anyway, I'm excited for this.
I'm excited too. So we were gonna do this a regular interview style. Hey Bruce, but we last minute decided like, what if we did a little spin on it and we both connected to our higher selves with the rods and answered the questions that way, kind of all together. I thought that would be an interesting spin on it. And so that's what we have planned for today. Yay. And so this interview is going to be all about our journey, about what life was like before we met each other, what we've been developing since, and all that kind of stuff. The road that we've been on.
Hi, Angie.
Hey, hey, hello everyone. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. So, but well, we're still a little early. So as people settle in, I was gonna have us all do the white light pyramid, and then we're gonna call in our higher selves. And if you have your own rods, feel free to like fact check, back up our higher selves on what they say, because we're in the business of trying to spread truth.
Yeah, I mean, this is a really good idea on like kind of doing that concept of like let's use the rods. I'm like that sounds like fun because the questions that you sent, I'm like these are questions that I don't ask myself very much.
Right. So it'll be like
So,
healing for
like,
us.
and this is cool because I'm like actually like it's me here
Yeah.
with you, you know?
Actually Stephanie this time. And so if you've been
Yeah.
following us a while, you'll get to kind of see what that baseline is like.
Yeah, and like I mean, I did my morning thing and connected, and I'm connected to the Council of Nine and stuff, but I'm not in trance, consciously here, and yeah, it's cool. Channeling my higher self. I was like, "Are you here?" She's like, "Yeah."
Yes, this is what we used to do before Stephanie realized she could channel beings through her body.
Yeah, and Dale actually, I just made a post. I want to thank you because you're the one that was like, "Hey, I want to experiment." I'm like, "Sign me up," and then you're the one that helped me figure out that I can channel, that I can go that deep. So
Yeah, I was like, I have a nudge.
yeah.
We should follow.
Yes.
Yeah. When I learned, well, we'll get into all this because yeah, when I learned that like, oh man, other people seem to be coming through in these past life sessions, and then later it was like, oh wait, double down on the oh man. I'm pretty sure non-human beings can come through in these hypnosis sessions, and so once that solidified into my reality, the obvious question was like, okay, I can receive contact this way, but can we put out the contact request? And that led me to divination and the combination of the two. It's pretty cool.
It is pretty cool. And like it's neat because you have like it's not like you just started getting into QHHT, like you've been doing it for a while. You've been working with different psychics and channelers. So like you've got this like you got data and stuff to back up kind of your your
My claims, my beliefs.
your claims, your beliefs, because it's like you've got this data, and so you help me become more comfortable with myself because you're like, I've worked with so many channelers. You're such a clear channel. I'm like, am I? I don't know, because like I don't have much to compare to.
Yeah.
It's just and like your bravery and vision help lead the way. You're like, come on, friend, grab my arm, let's go. And I'm like, okay, so
Let's do this.
I'm along for this is so rad. I'm so glad that we're doing this.
Yes. Oh, and I'm just getting a notice that apparently YouTube
Emily's got a
is
live stream.
live in
Well, we can keep this short and quick and then pop over to Emily's because I love supporting that too. So, and we can always pick this up some other time.
Sounds good. Okay, then we shall begin. It is officially 12:30. We called in our higher selves. Am I currently connected to one here?
Am I currently connected to my higher self? Yes.
We did our white light pyramid already, and so we're going to ask it the basic question.
My higher self is like, you are connected to your highest self. You have plenty of higher selves.
I want to connect to my highest self as well.
Highest self.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. And are you ready to talk about this journey publicly current right now?
Are you ready to have this conversation publicly? Yes.
Okay. And then the last one is my body calm and clear enough to do this right now? Yes.
Yes.
Let's begin. All right. Section 1. Who were we before? So before all of this, was I mostly someone who relied on logic and figuring things out? Yes. Many people might not know this about me, but I have a background in biology, and then I went to get my master's in forensic science. Yes. Then the world led me down dog grooming for 10 years, and then hypnosis during COVID, and here we are, interviewing gods and aliens on TikTok. It's been a fun journey, yes. Okay, did I trust evidence more than intuition back then? Yes. I believe this world operated on you have to see in order to believe it. Yes, but that is technically inaccurate, correct? Yes. And I have learned that you must believe it in order to see it in so many regards. Yes. Okay, did skepticism actually help keep me grounded through my awakening? Yes. I took a long time to believe I wasn't crazy, and I still have my moments where I slip into doubt. Well, yeah, but not as much. And then, did my path change because of experience instead of belief? Yes. My
I
friends
get a
like
yes for that one too.
yeah, for you too, yes.
Yeah. And then I get remembrance of like those profound, crazy, like, I don't like, what do you call them? I don't know.
Like synchronicities.
Like, not even a synchronicity, kind of like, like, did my reality just shift? Like, in a, I don't know,
Quantum jump.
like, profound moments, like, you really feel like you were connected by your team or extraterrestrials or something like that. Like, I don't know. They're just flashing me to like these core moments where I was like, that's imprinted in my brain. Anyway.
I love it. I call those my anchor points where I'm like,
Yes,
that'll make me
yes.
never doubt what is really happening to me. It's like I can remember that this is something that I experienced and I was of sound mind, and there's no other explanation other than there is more to this reality than what we perceive.
Yes. All right.
Okay, so
All right.
you have some questions now from your to answer your heart.
All right. Am I connected with my higher self? Highest self? Yes. Can you show me now? Before all of this, was I already someone who felt things deeply? Yes. Um, Came in very sensitive and I'm just being shown like divinely protected because of how sensitive I am. But also life did some things to help callous some things over. So I had to resensitize myself. Did I sense more than I could explain? Yes. I still struggle with finding words. uh, was I picking up on things without knowing what they meant? Yes, all the time. Just didn't trust yourself. Did that feel confusing at the time? Yes. Was my early life more about learning how to be in my body than understanding anything spiritual? Yes. And I'm hearing to anchor through a lot of darkness. I was placed in uh, some deep density, so it was important for me to experience that. Yeah, it was like the first 40 years were like full on human. Now it's like, okay, cracked open. So
A good way of looking at it, cracked wide open.
wide open, yeah.
And I love when you said there's things you can't explain, because one of my favorites is when you're outside the tent and you're like, yeah, there's a flower here. It's of a color that doesn't exist on Earth. And I'm just like,
Yeah.
how does one even begin describing to us what a color that doesn't exist on Earth looks like? I just think that's funny.
And I think that's why, like, telepathy. I think that's why light language exists because light language expresses a feeling through tone.
Yeah,
Uh,
makes sense.
But yeah,
That's
maybe that's
true.
how I
Yeah,
can
light
describe
language
things to people.
experiences feelings or expresses feelings through tone. Yeah. And
Yeah,
so what I always think it's funny is like, when I was starting to go down the path of like, is Reiki real? Is light
telepathy.
language real? Are psychics real? You also hear about the stigmas like, oh no, light language, that's just speaking in tongues and things like that. And so it's really interesting as you start to crack open the egg and explore what might be real that we've discounted or created like fear around. Just really, there's a lot. There's a lot to start exploring as real. Yes.
Yeah, light language was like kind of what first happened after like I had that experience and woke up. Like all of a sudden I started speaking this language that I had no idea
That's
what it was. Um, and it felt ancient. So that's kind of what was like drove me towards like seeking out like ancient history and artifacts. Oh my gosh, this is just all downloading right now, like reflecting back. Like, yeah, so like the light language was like an ancient chord that came through for me. And then I sought out information on, I don't know, I was like drawn to like Egypt and like Egyptian pantheons. And then that's when I discovered Sumerian, and I had no idea that was a thing. So discovering the Sumerian mythology and Inkian and Lil and Inanna, yeah.
the
Huh. I
pathway.
just got shown by my higher self kind of a map to what really drove me to starting off with all this.
That's pretty neat. Because as we're talking about opening up to all like the woo woo gifts and things, before that was even possible, I know this is true for me, and I think it's also true for you. Like in order to tap into my gifts, first I had to heal. It's like you said, you had to process and nervous system regulate because that's always step one. Is this isn't an easy road because healing ain't easy. Otherwise, everyone would be doing it. Correct?
Everybody would be doing it. Yeah, it was like I had like I would have profound moments in meditation and like strange things happen to me in my first 6 months of like sobriety and after quitting my job and like really healing. And my team is telling me now, like, yeah, your nervous system was all wreck. And
All
so
right. I
it was
feel
like I had to
super
get
fun.
healed enough in order to start holding the energy and the information for even starting the inner divination practice.
That is true. And so this brings us to section two, healing and preparation. So I have some questions, then Stephanie has some questions for her higher self. Okay, so am I still connected to my highest self? Yes. Before things opened up for me, was my nervous system actually pretty stressed? Would that be an accurate way to call it? Yes. Did slowing down and healing my body change how I could listen inside? Yes. Thank you. Go to neutral. Did clarity come after rest instead of effort? Yes. And was patience more important than trying harder? Yes. So my healing, I had twin boys at the beginning of COVID. I had just closed my business because of COVID as a grooming salon. And so I found myself at another crossroads, haha, Hecate, um, of like, what do I do next? And I was starting to feel like the world was a scary place. Bringing kids into it felt like maybe I didn't think this all the way through, and I started having really wacky thoughts. And so I was like, I have to heal because it dawned on me, like, not only because this is a unique point in time to be a new mother, but also because I was like the first woman person in my entire lineage that I could recall that probably ever had the chance to consider, like, I should learn to regulate my nervous system. I think I might be more stressed than I should be, kind of ideas. And so I took that upon myself as like mission goal number one and started down the path of therapy, which led to hypnosis, which one session changed my life and made me realize, like, even though I don't consider that I went very deep, I still had such profound like epiphanies in my session that he helped me so much, and like memories of this lifetime were unlocked that I was like, people need to know about this. This can't just stay fringe. Like this needs to be something that everyone experiences at least once. If one session can heal me in such a profound way. And so that became my new mission. And I was like, okay, I've done enough healing. Now I want to learn how to do this for others. And yes, see, a lot. I think 2020 was literally the system crash for a lot of us.
I think so. Yeah, that was
Like purpose
like I
confusion.
know it took me a while to kind of break through, but 2022 was really like where I recall like things started shifting within, and looking back at it, the information that I received, I went about in an unhealthy direction. Like I had I was just thinking about this like this like ping, and this was before I was like fully like awake or anything. Like I wanted to make content, and I created like I turned this into my studio, and I got all this equipment, and then like I got into cosplay and was going down some other road that's and I was like, so I got the message, but I went about it in a total like it didn't make sense then.
Yeah,
Um,
I have a similar story. I'm currently sitting in my shed, which at the beginning of 2020, when I closed my salon, I turned this shed, which was just like a undone shed, into a grooming studio. And I turned it to my like, and I remember thinking like the handyman, I was just gonna have it have like plywood walls, like nothing fancy, like really, and the guy without extra cost like made it nice, and like the wall, you can see like the walls are really nice.
oh
You
yeah.
know, and like he kind of went nicer than I expected, but I mean, it didn't cost more money, so whatever. And it's funny because now I realize like it was never meant to stay as a grooming studio. It quickly turned into my hypnosis studio and where I make my content too. So it's just funny how it always works out, even though
Yeah, like we weren't even aware of what we were doing, but like now it's like, thanks past self,
yeah,
his future self being like
it always works
utilizing
out.
it.
It always works out. And so yeah, healing, the hypnosis, which led to once I started doing hypnosis and I started, like I said earlier, I started realizing that um, my experience of not going very deep wasn't the norm. That there are some people who are predisposed to going super deep. And what else was I going to say? I understand that the licensed cosmetologist had shut down my salon. Isn't that funny? So yes, Lindsay understands the struggle of like completely doing a life 180. We're like, nope, switching the sides completely. My family still thinks I'm crazy, but they'll come around. But yeah, so once I realized that other people can go very deep, interesting things start happening. Like I'm no longer talking to my client most of the time. Now I'm talking to this memory of another lifetime coming through them. And so I started being like, oh my gosh, that's something that's real. And I guess my background of science combined with exploring this like fringe technique really blossomed into some interesting ideas of what are the limits to how we could use this to help people. And yeah, I guess we don't have to get into soul speak, but that comes later because I started playing with
Yeah.
the idea of like, what could we do with the human mind and people can go so deep and how can we use it to help people? And so yeah, that was my whole thinking process. On to
No, it's
Destiny.
and here we are. And like I'm sitting there because like you had like your like I love how your role of like just having this concept and like you've already kind of like got it like laid out in your mind because you were ready to go live and everything like that, and I was like sure, okay, because like before I met you I was like, should I go get like a 9 to 5 job again? What am I doing? Like I've like been practicing every day, and I was like, where am I going from here? And then it's like this kind of snowballed, and like I know we're in like our training wheels phase right now with the council and I coming in and having us do, the interviews. But this is really fun. Like I can tell that we're at a very guided pace with what we're doing and getting into like exploring this. It's really cool. So thanks for
I had
Yeah,
an
just
idea I couldn't let go of. And I remember some of
yeah.
my other spiritual friends and hypnosis friends really thought I was wasting my time. Um, but I was like, no, you guys don't get it. Like this is going to be amazing. And I really do think it is going to take off. Everyone who has had a soul speak session can attest like it was a life-changing experience. So yeah, it really is going to
Yeah.
change the world. Hypnotherapy. Yay, good job. Hypnotherapy really is the future. And then I have some friends who are like EMDR therapy therapists, and they've been combining the two, and that is just amazing. Amazing work is being created out there. Let's skip to section 3, which is
Okay.
a Stephanie section about how channeling actually began. Because Stephanie didn't, I mean, she's a normal person like you and I, like where she wasn't born with these gifts completely online. This was like a reveal process as it is for most of us. And so,
Yeah. I didn't expect to be channeling. Like if you would have asked me, see what am I going on 15 months now, sobriety. Um yeah, I would not have I would not have been able to tell you that I'd be channeling in this tapped in to
nobody
spirituality, but
did.
um I am, and it's great. It's like my world was shaken up enough. I shake a snow globe every morning. It just reminds me that, you know, I always think of this snow globe that I shake in the morning as like this is the picture of the thumbnail of this lifetime for my higher self, you know, like on your drive, like a thumbnail drive. I don't know why I'm talking about this. But I've been doing it every day. I'll go out and I'll just shake this snow globe, and it's got like a stack of like pebbles that looks kind of like what Angie was talking about, in another conversation we had about our timelines going up. But I guess that reference came through because my world was shaken up like a snow globe. First when I woke up from a DMT trip, and then when my everything in my entire life just literally exploded in a sense. Like I quit my job, quit drinking, quit friends, quit everything, and then just woke up like it's time. Like I just knew it was time. It was
That
like my higher self was like, let's
sounds
do
like
this.
a walk-in experience. Am I connected to my highest self? I want to ask. Is that like a did Stephanie experience like a walk-in soul experience? I get like a no,
Mm.
but just
Did
found
Metatron, or no, was it Archangel Michael and Archangel Gabriel? I swear they came into the hospital because I went into the hospital for a 3 day hold in the mental institution after returning home from like quitting my job and being on like a 6 day alcohol bender, and I was like, okay, it's time to get sober. In that one of the nights, it was my last night sleeping there in the hospital, and I was like laying there praying or talking to Archangel Michael and Archangel Gabriel, and I dozed into a sleep, and I've been it's been confirmed that um I was physically removed and taken on to a ship, and they did some like upgrades, reprogrammings, and basically like turned on a switch for it's go time is what I got. And like I'm impressed that I'm sharing this on here like that.
and I'm like, is that
But
all true? Yes.
and so like I woke up the next day and I wasn't aware of that then, but like I'm with my abilities opening up, I can tune into times and places, and like follow back. My guides take me there, and they've confirmed, yeah. So I feel like it was like it was like I was supposed to be there at that point in time for a certain activation, and I woke up and I made phone calls, got inpatient or intensive outpatient lined up, and a psychiatrist and a therapist, and I was like, I've got work to do. And so I've been dedicated to healing and going within, and I've done all of the work, and it's a lot of work.
It is a lot of work.
but I hit the ground running.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah, it was like this is what I'm supposed to do.
I very much know what that feeling is like in my body now. Because it's funny, because now we can look back and see the times we were ignoring those signs. You know what I mean? Until that moment of like, no, it's go time. Like, it really does happen. Your
I
heart.
don't know what star family it was. Um,
Did someone ask that or what?
yeah, somebody was asking. Somebody's trying to come into our call too. I'm like, who's that?
Oh, that must be on your side. Yeah, that happens sometimes.
Okay. Um,
So then, to talk more specifically about how it started showing up for you, because if you guys don't know, Stephanie and I met because we both are followers of Emily Eaton.
mhm.
She's the Divine Magic Lady on TikTok who started talking about aliens about a year ago, and she also teaches inner divinity courses, which Stephanie and I both took, and then met at a retreat to, randomly, but not randomly. So I guess I kind of want to hear your experience of like what, since starting the connection, the daily connection that she teaches, where it's basically just calling in your higher self, calling in certain pantheon members into your chakras, like how did your powers and gifts develop, starting from literally just feeling like you're calling them in and just trusting that it's doing something, to starting to notice things were actually shifting?
Honestly, with the first time I did the meditation, I felt them come into my body. Like
Really?
it was so powerful. I was like, whoa. And then like right when I picked up the rods, they were like, it was like I was meant to find that meditation, that program that Emily channeled and put out there. And everything worked right away and I got scared.
I would
But I
too.
did the
Like,
meditation every morning, but I wouldn't use the rods. I'd just do like journaling. I got too scared. I didn't know what kind of truth I was ready for.
yeah. Because that's the hard part, is once you start to accept that these are tools to ask questions to higher beings, then
Then
like what kind of questions do you want to
that's where
know?
I got it. I was like, I got him to work. Now what?
It's a beautiful
And I'd sit there like, but I walked around with a journal and it, like my guide, Andre, who you guys met, if you guys follow, he was like, journal down questions throughout the day. So I would, stupid little questions. Well, no questions are dumb, but silly little questions.
yeah,
Like, you know,
just to work up the nerve to be like,
but one that
hello.
got me was, so what got me to do the rods for the, like actually start picking up the rods and using them again, because I did Emily's first workshop and I did it and felt everything and the rods worked and I was scared, but I would like write questions and play with them a little bit, but I didn't really use them. And then she did her second workshop and I was like, okay. And then I picked up the rods and I asked the question, is my name Stephanie? And they went, no. And because they were trying to get me to
Like it's not
communicate with my higher self, my highest self.
yeah, that's
And I was like, what? And so I started, and then I started working with Inky because that's who, I mean, we're linked in some way, or he's like a guide. He's been a guide overseeing this incarnation.
is that true about Inky and Stephanie's connection? Yes.
Yeah. So it was all divinely guided that I found Emily's inner divination and it worked instantly. And then I just had to be brave and dedicated. And when I do something, whether it's self-destructive or productive, I go all in. I go balls to the wall. And so when I got out of the hospital, I told my husband, I was like, you know how I don't half-ass anything? I was like, just you watch. And like,
I'm the same way. Like
yeah.
I go all in, even with all these doubters around me. And like I probably looked insane because just like that person here, because I was like, I sold all of my grooming tools. I was working 6 days a week grooming. I sold everything. And I was like,
I'm done.
I'm
I
going
got other
all
things.
into hypnosis. And they were like, you're not gonna make any money. I'm like, you guys don't understand. It's about saving the world.
Girl, I
What's
have a mission. But yeah, it was like I'm supposed to I'm doing what I'm doing and we're doing what we're supposed to be doing and it just I don't know, just is also freaking divinely guided. It really is. Like we are so supported. We can go through the questions. Like, I mean, did I notice sensations and emotions before? Well, to tell you the truth, I had been so numb because I had been drinking and doing drugs and masking since I started drinking when I was like 10.
Mhm.
Yeah, so like, I never really felt my true emotions. Have you?
Hello, who's in the world right now? Yeah,
I know,
that'll do
right?
it. Starting early, and then it's like, yeah, you never really got to even feel the.
I never learned how to regulate emotions or feel them or or know what they are and process them.
Be
Thank you,
connected,
Alita.
be connected to your body.
And so it was definitely, it's been a journey like within this last like these last 15 months, like especially when I was first feeling things and then doing this work with big energies and higher beings, and then like I would feel feelings so radically and I'd be like, this is so real, you know. And then they had some fun with me, my team, you know. But now I know, you know, feeling joy and stuff, there's a baseline within, and then like I can feel emotions, but it's not like one or another. So it was a lot of like, if you look at my energy like back, like with the beginning of this healing journey, first I was in a cocoon. Energetically I was very cocooned. I just slept a lot and rested a lot.
Mhm.
And then like in the spring when I found Emily's stuff, it was like, okay, you're coming out of your cocoon. And so it was like I was doing the practice every day, and just like I was like feeling weird not working. Like I felt like I was like not a human doing what I was supposed to be doing because I was taking time to like be by myself. But like I did my practice every day. I would go on hikes. I'd walk, you know, every morning, and like I'd do things, and it was really good for me.
That is good.
And then yeah, I guess my energy in the beginning was like this, you know, of, and then like now I was able to get my nervous system all like kind of dialed in, and like I feel like particularly it was like right at the 1 year mark is when I ended my 1 year sobriety date. It was was the day that landed in Sedona. And then it was like, okay, and I showed out I was committed and committed to myself and willing to do this stuff. And so it's just been like, you know, now it's more like expanding and evolving with you and with our community, our, you know, our sisters and brothers, and you know all. But like yeah, now it's like stepping into the role, you
Hmm.
know, like, so that's what I feel like, especially finishing with Hecate. It was like that threshold, like steps through. It's like, okay, here we are, and it's like I'm really excited to see where we go with all of this.
I know. I mean, because yeah, once you start accepting the fact that we're really interviewing gods on here and aliens, and we have the capacity to interview almost anyone, like
Anyone,
where
yeah.
can we go with this? And so
Yeah.
yeah, we're at this crossroads of like we're starting to build a platform. You know, we have really amazing followers that have been watching us from the start where we were like, we're doing this now. Thanks for being here. And so we appreciate all you guys who have been on this journey with us because we did not see it coming. But that brings me to um let's go to the section 6 meeting Sedona because I think this has some fun questions for our higher selves.
Okay.
Okay, so my connection to my highest self. Yes. So Sedona for me was, you know, I don't have the gifts that Stephanie had. Like, I don't feel like I've ever been as sensitive as she was. Is that correct? Yes. Um, and so when I was going to Sedona, I was going with the intention of like finally feeling like these worked because I felt like they didn't. Like, I could not trust that my hands weren't like moving it themselves. And so I really wanted to develop my skills in that. And I went there feeling like I was going to meet someone. I knew I was going to meet people that would be important, and I did, but I felt there was this nagging thought that the Soul Speak sessions, which never panned out with others before, I was going to find someone to do that with. Yes. And so it was really funny because day one of the retreat in Sedona, I was sitting on the opposite side of the room as Stephanie, and I remember catching her eye. Like, was there a recognition that happened between Stephanie and I before we even spoke? I got a yes.
Yeah, I'm so proud of herself. Was there a recognition? They're like, yeah. Like I just remember I was like, huh,
Yeah.
Dale.
I was like, Andrew, I think she looks like my friend, like a really close friend of mine. Your tattoos kind of look like it. I was like, interesting. And then the second day, someone took my seat. Uh, and I was like, oh, and I was like, wait a second. Maybe this is purposeful. And I looked and the only seat open was next to you. So I was like, interesting.
Interesting.
A spark. There was a spark. And I remember sitting next to her before the class began. We were chatting and she started telling me that she was kind of in between jobs and looking to really, but she had just really opened up her psychic gifts like huge lately the last year and was looking to do something with it. And I felt like ding, 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 look, like I found her. Like, I didn't want to get my hopes up, but I'm like, this has got to be it. It sounds so perfect. And it was. And then he'll be like, we should look into maybe seeing if you can channel. And you're like, no, I probably can't. Like, I'm pretty sure you can. I've done it with other people who were like naturally psychic like you.
I'm so glad that you were like, let's see. I was nervous. I was. I see Angie's. Don't forget Emily's live. So
Oh yeah, we're gonna be on this off in a second. And so yeah, I
yeah,
wanted to ask, so yeah, there was a shift. It was like, was meeting Stephanie intentional instead of random?
yes. Was meeting Dale important for both of us? Yes.
Yes. Did it speed things up that were already forming once we did meet? Yes. Did
I
our
feel like it was,
spaces naturally fit together? Yes. Did it feel familiar right away? Yes. And then we have a whole section on just like now, we do the soul speak sessions, which are highly helpful because Stephanie channels your higher self, the beings that we're connected to right now on the rods. You get to have a face-to-face conversation with them through Stephanie. And I'm telling you, it is life-changing because you receive so much confirmation. Yes. And who else better to talk to about your life than the version of you that knows why you incarnated here? It's like there's literally no better help you can get. Yes. And so it's very helpful. But the problem is, if you're gonna have a conversation with your higher self, what are you gonna ask? That's the
yeah,
hardest decision to make. And so
the questions.
yes, it's
It's
definitely
like,
a session to book when you're ready to handle that, the weight of that importance.
and like I get like, your team will, your higher self will guide you to a session when you're
When you're
when you're ready. It's all divinely guided. Like I know everybody that's crossed our paths. It's been helpful for everybody involved. Just so thank you to everybody who has gotten a Soul Speak session. I'm growing with you and learning with you. So
And if you've
that's
been
really cool.
hesitant because of the price, we are doing that group Soul Speak. I have
Yeah.
them pinned. There's one on the 13th and one on the 20th. Um, and I think it's worth checking out to get some of your important questions answered. We're going to start doing more groups ones to reach more people. And just as verification, let's both ask this question at the top of section 7. Are the beings that we channel, that we call gods and extraterrestrials, real conscious beings that we're connecting with? Yes.
Yes.
And so while my role has been to help facilitate this contact, correct? Yes. And then Stephanie's role is to facilitate them speaking through her. Yes. Because our goal is to normalize this stuff. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That yes, when you start uncracking the egg, that reality isn't what it seems. It can feel daunting and scary, but there are others who have been down the road a little bit longer. We don't know everything, correct? Yes, we're still figuring things out a lot, but at least I can say that we're no longer afraid of what we're finding.
Yeah.
Because I think one of the biggest turning points in our awakening through that inner divinity practice truly has been a deep understanding that our higher self is literally helping us the entire way. Like, yes.
Yes. Yeah. That's like
No
the
accidents, correct? Yes. And so once you start really trusting that everything is happening for you and not to you, this experience gets a lot more fun. And so, yeah, we already talked about the birth of Soul Speak and going public. Oh, yeah, and we can ask this. Was Stephanie and I working together always supposed to lead to us sharing publicly? Yes. And I feel
Yes.
like eventually we're going to find even more channelers, yes, who end up sort of joining our path.
Yeah, I think there's going to be more that come on.
Yes.
We're going to hit the road. We're going to like tour the
Yes,
world.
like traveling
Yes.
speakers, because there's such a stigma when people are starting to explore the idea of psychics. I think there has definitely been a lot of like scam artists who have used spirit work as their sort of grift. And so, you know, there are so many of us who are really tasked with sort of building trust back
Yeah,
in
it's
the
all this
world.
whole thing is about trust. Like in trusting myself and being like that was what I got out of like opening up to doing the trans channeling is because it takes a lot of trust
Yeah, it is.
to open up that much to let um
A
other beings come into your
through you.
body.
Yes. And when I
Yeah.
tell you they come into your body, it is like a suit. They're like,
Yeah, they come in. It's so bizarre.
they like move their
I,
mouth around like they're testing it out. I'm like, this is so bizarre to
it's
witness.
so weird. Yeah, and then they're like,
Yeah.
it's
But
so
some of them can't
funny.
get over it. It's especially funny to me. I feel like the dragons that come in are the most like, this is so weird.
Oh yeah.
It's really
Aliyah
funny.
says we should go to the Conscious Life Expo in LA.
I've never even
We
heard of
could
it, but I
teach a
will definitely
session.
check it out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thanks,
because
Aliyah.
I feel like, is it in Stephanie's and my future path to be known by many people? I get a yes.
I get a yes too.
As daunting as that is, she and I are in this to win this. And by win this, I mean like make this world a better place for everyone because we deserve it. Yes.
And we have such an amazing like all of our community, like everybody's it's so great. I see like the band coming together is what I
People,
see.
we're in the stage of the game where it's
Yes,
important
and
that we're
Angie's our
okay.
roadie.
Yeah.
She's our she's the band manager.
Who says that?
Angie,
Oh,
'cause she can.
Angie. I love it. So yes. And then that was pretty much it as far as what
Yeah.
we had to share. I mean, I think we gave a pretty good grasp of how we got here. And, if someone was asking how can they wake up their gifts, and really the Soul Speak sessions and our higher selves probably will agree, if someone is truly interested in waking up their gifts, their psychic gifts, would you recommend the first step be daily meditation with the intention of calling in your highest self? Yes.
Yes.
And so I'm currently in the stage of my psychic awakening where I'm starting to realize my rods work. I'm starting to realize that some of the ideas that come through are like not necessarily all organically mine, correct? Yes. It's like there are higher powers that sort of push ideas into the collective, into us individually, yes. And so I'm starting to get that and I'm starting to see how mine come in, correct? Yes. Everyone's comes in a little differently. That's when you get into like the clairs. I'm more claircognizant than anything else, yes, which is one of the trickier ones. But yeah, so everyone has their own unique gifts. So those are the type of questions you can start asking with the rods. And then really it's about daily meditation. Right now it just feels like I'm saying that, going with emotions and calling it in. And I just have a slightly better outlook on my day because of it. But I don't have like the significant experience Stephanie has where she's like, I can sense there's another being next to me. Like, how I wish I had that, but I keep being told that my gifts of that nature are sort of like not needed right now for this part of the path. Yes.
Yeah, when yours, I always get like, and I always get little visions too. They give me like, yeah, like, uh, when you co when your visions and stuff come online, it's like the world has to be ready for it.
So they tell me, is that true? Yes. Because, yeah, some of us late bloomers would probably be a little scary to.
If you're not, yeah,
Yeah.
So, and we're still in our like our early stages. Like we're very guided in our early stages, and
Yes. We're
yeah,
approaching
so
this
it's cool.
path of gradual shift with no fear. Yes. And complete trust. Yes.
Complete trust. It takes trust and surrender.
Yes, it does.
All right.
All right. Thank
Well,
you
let's
guys
go
for
over to
joining us. We're going to go
Emily's.
to
Thank you,
live.
everybody. I love you all. I'll see you
Bye.
over.